When making Beurre Blanc, the first step is to reduce the white wine and aromatics. This is also sometimes referred to as a gastride. The aromatics, in this case the shallots, are added at the beginning to infuse their flavor into the wine. To do this, place a heavy bottom saucepan over medium heat and add the white wine and shallots. Bring this to a simmer to reduce the liquid by about 2/3. If the mixture is not adequately reduced, the final sauce will be too thin. This is not quite reduced enough. The gastride should be reduced until you reach a syrupy consistency like this. In order to really concentrate the flavors, some chefs choose to reduce the gastride to a stage called au sec, which means dry. In this case, a bit of liquid is often added back to the pan to start the emulsion process. Now, turn the heat to the lowest setting. This sauce can be made over higher heat, but it doesn't provide the same control that lower heat does. At this point, the cold butter is slowly incorporated to begin the emulsion. Whisk the butter in a bit at a time, adding more once the last bit has almost melted. Adding the cold butter before the last addition has been incorporated helps to control the temperature of the sauce. This is why it's best not to use warm butter. Also, if too much butter is added at the beginning, the sauce may potentially split because it can't hold the emulsion. As a result, you can see the butter fat has begun to separate. The temperature of the sauce cannot exceed 135 degrees Fahrenheit or 58 degrees Celsius, or the butter fat will leak out and separate from the liquid like this. To test the temperature of the sauce, simply touch it. It should feel warm, but not too hot. If the sauce seems to be getting too hot, you may even need to turn the heat off from time to time and let the residual heat of the pan melt the cold butter. Once all of the butter has been incorporated, the sauce should have a somewhat airy but thick cream-like consistency. The sauce should just be thick enough to coat a spoon like this. You can also run a spatula through the bottom of the pan. The lines should come back together somewhat quickly like this. Season to taste with salt and white pepper. White pepper is most common as it doesn't show black flecks in the sauce. If the sauce tastes a bit flat, a squeeze of lemon juice can be added to brighten the flavor. However, if it tastes overly acidic, continue to whisk in more butter until the flavor mellows. Note: for a more stable sauce, many cooks add a bit of heavy cream to the gastride. The cream is then reduced by about half before the butter is added. Because some types of butter contain high amounts of water, the cream helps to form a more stable emulsion. Beurre Blanc with added cream is sometimes referred to as beurre nantaise.